Hello, welcome to another episode of The Rosey Life. Thank you for being here. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking the videos. Thank you for your wonderful, loving comments. And thank you for enjoying and sharing my goofy humor in the shorts that I make. They just come to me. I can't help it. They're just so tempting to make. So you guys like them. You guys keep saying you like them, so I'll keep making them. Consider them as like a little free sample and appetizer just for fun, for little reminders for you to play with, to keep it light, right? To keep all of this light, because you are joy. We are joy and fun and spontaneous and goofy and love. Right? That's who we really are. We're not supposed to be like all like throwing our nose in the book and just being so serious all the time. Right? When you have fun, have you noticed that time flies when you're having fun? So that's exactly why I love having fun and like making goofy, because and not to make something happen. Get out of this mindset of like, oh, okay, let me take notes. She said to be goofy and have fun so that I can get what I want. That's not what I said. Right? I'm trying to pull you guys away from taking notes and getting so serious and enjoying your life, enjoying who you are. I mean, we're discovering our greatness. We're discovering who we are. We're becoming more aware of all that we are and that we're here to create any life that you call your dream life, any life that you desire. That's what we're here to realize, that we are the creator of our own life, our own reality. And nothing and no one can stop that. That you are it. So today we're going to talk about how reality is not what it is, but how you see it. Reality is always how you see it. And I have a couple of guests today. One of them you're familiar with, and the other one is just, a helper today. And they're not people. But I have some images and to show you to show this in a different way. So in other words, to move away from trying so hard to understand it. And this is going to actually be an experiential video so that you can experience what it means that reality is only what you see, and reality is your perception and what you choose. So if you've been stuck on how do I choose, if you've been stuck on trying to ignore 3D because we don't have to, because that's you, right? If you've been stuck on like how do I choose, how do I be, I'm going to show you the simplicity of this in what I'm about to show you, and then we're going to get into this further with more examples. And by the end of this video, you guys are going to know what you're looking at in your life. You're going to know. You'll be able to do it, and you'll be able to see it and repeat everything that we talk about in this video. So stick with me. You're going to want to come back to this video and watch it as many times as you want to, as many times as you feel like you want it, because sometimes listening to it multiple times is helpful, so it just sinks in further. So let's get started, okay? So many of you have seen these pictures before where I'm not even going to say anything. I'm going to show you something, and you guys are going to know what I'm talking about. So get ready. Besides me over here, what do you see? Do you see a vase, or do you see two people? to kids or whoever, to people. Notice, I have a question. Can you see both of them at the same time? You can see both, but do you see both of them at the same time? No. You can only see one at a time. You have to toggle, because either the people become the background to the vase, or the vase, the yellow, becomes background to the two people. You see that? So this, if you're interested in looking at it further, it's from I wanted to bring a little science and metaphysics into this video. So this article is from the American Museum of Natural History on optical illusions and how they work. I just want to read to you what they say, and then we're going to look at it. This is science-based, and then we're going to look at this metaphysically, okay? So that it aligns to everything that I talk about on The Rosey Life. So it says, seeing is believing, right? Well, actually, what you see and what you think you see are different things. Your senses gather information and send it to your brain, but your brain does not simply receive this information, it creates your perception of the world. This means that sometimes your brain fills in the gaps when there is incomplete information, or creates an image that isn't even there. Why does this happen? In science, they say evolution, survival depends on fast reactions. Your brain has evolved to work quickly to piece together whatever bits and fragments it can get, and to do it, it's best to figure out the rest. So that's the science, explanation of what happens with the brain. And I went down a rabbit hole, and you guys can look at this as well if you want to, but I even started studying like the purpose of the eye and how this fits into that scientifically, and how the eye is just a mirror reflecting. It just it receives a light and it reflects back what you are perceiving there to be. So remember the picture, okay? Remember the picture, keep that in your mind. Now, I want to go further with that, because when you look at the conditions in your life and the circumstances in your life and whatever it is that you desire and you're manifesting in your life, okay? And you are looking at it, and the reason why many of you feel like you're waiting for your desires is because you're looking at things incorrectly, forgetting that the principle of unity, there's only one. So what you're looking at, there's no division whatsoever. It doesn't matter. That's why we can talk about this scientifically, religiously, metaphysically. It doesn't matter how you talk about these things or who talks about them, because everyone is talking about the one, because there's only one power, one God, one. That's it. Expressing itself infinitely through your personal, unique perceptions. But just because it's expressing itself through unique perceptions, meaning individual, everyone is experiencing that, right, doesn't mean it's still not coming from the one, from that one source, one God, one power. Okay? Now, remember this, because everything you're looking at is connected, and it's the same thing as all your other desires. So you're just looking at a visual in your life through your perceptions, thinking that that's not what you want, it's different, it's unwanted, but you're forgetting that what you're looking at is actually the same thing as all your other desires, but yet because of your perception, your choice, what you believe it is there, is why it looks like it's not what you want. So whatever you are declaring yourself to be is what you are looking at. And that's why I wanted to show you that picture, because no one can make you decide what you're looking at. Only you can do that. I can't make you choose a vase or two faces. You can only choose which one you want to focus on. You know they're both there, but just because you look at the vase doesn't mean that the children or the two faces are not there. And just because you look at the two faces doesn't mean that the vase is not there. But you can toggle back and forth and decide which one you want to focus on. So you can either be focusing on that it's not here, I don't have it, or you can focus and see that it is here, I do have it. And what I mean by what you're looking at is connected to everything else that you desire is there's only one consciousness, one God, one source of it all. And whatever you choose it's like you are deciding what you want to focus on. Same thing, all right? So I wanted to illustrate a little bit more. Many of you know these symbols. If you see this, you immediately know it's Nike. If you see my kindergarten version of the United States flag, you immediately know it's the United States of America. So you can be traveling in Africa or Tokyo, and all of a sudden you see the United States flag, you immediately, especially if you lived here or you know anything about the culture, when you see that, you immediately, your mind goes whoosh, cheeseburger, right? Baseball games, barbecue, your bed, your pet, your dog, your family, right? Everything is just like whoosh, all this stuff comes to you, right? Because just because you see that is the face or representative of this entire country. Same thing with a Nike symbol. This represents an entire company, entire corporation of shoes and clothes and all kinds of stuff, right? Just by looking at that. So these two symbols you can say are similar, it's just an analogy of what 3D is. It's just a representation of all that you are, of everything, because these are one and the same. These are one and the same. So is your 3D and all that you are. They're one and the same. They're not separate. They're all coming from within you. They're not over there. So what you are, hopefully you guys can see that okay. What you are looking at in 3D is a representative of all that you are. It's not an isolated thing looming around to piss you off and say, sorry, you're not getting your stuff. No, it's even though you're the only one saying it's not what I want. It's not here. I don't like this. Right? You're the only one saying that, and that's why, remember what I said in my last video, you're not reacting to the 3D circumstances. You're reacting to the labels that you're putting on your 3D circumstances. You're only ever reacting to your labels, to your story. Because whatever your thoughts are, your story about something, that produces feelings, and then they just circulate each other. Then those feelings create icky thoughts. Do you see? And it just becomes over and over and over. But understanding that you are only ever reacting to your story. Because try it out. Change your story about everything that you see. Make it all that it's fulfillment. This is all a symbol and a representative of my fulfillment, of all my desires, of whatever it is that you want. When you look at your 3D, not only do most of you feel it's separate from you, because when you guys talk about the 3D, you guys get really fixated on it, like, how do I ignore the 3D? What to do when the 3D is showing me in my face that what I don't want? What do I do when people in the 3D are talking to me? What do I do? What do I do? It's like you act like the 3D is something outside of you. It's you. So when you look at the 3D, not only do you guys, a lot of you think that and feel it's separate from you, but you are perceiving it wrong and incomplete. You're looking at your 3D, which is just beautiful you. It's like the 3D is like you stand in front of the mirror and say, damn, you're fine. Woo, damn, you're good looking. Hell yeah, I'll take 14 of those. right? It's you. But you can change the way that you look at your 3D right here, right now. You don't have to wait. It doesn't matter what you did yesterday or 5 minutes ago. There's only now. Now what are you doing? Now. And now? Do you see? So physical 3D equals experience. So your 3D is your experience of what? Experience through senses. But remember, senses don't tell you what's there. You decide what's there. Just kind of like what I said in here, your senses, this is going back to the science part of it. Your senses gather information and send it to your brain, okay? But the brain is in you, the 3D, but the brain is still the 3D because this is the science explanation, not mine, okay? So the senses gather information and send it to your brain, but your brain does not simply receive this information, it creates your perception. So it's your brain, you can say, is like, yeah, it's the physical way that creates the light function with the eyes, with the retina and all of that, okay? But really what it is that your senses gather information. Where's it coming from? It's coming from your story, from what you're saying is there. That's what your brain is receiving. And then your senses gather information and say, yeah, that's what's there. That's what's there. Then you're crying and you're mad, and then you're touching and feeling and using your senses to try to make sense of things. You get it? So it says, and then it creates your perception. That's the key. Your brain and your senses are creating your perception. Your perception. So it's your perception. Remember, physical 3D is your perception. Just like the picture, which one are you looking at? Are you seeing that it's not there or there? And it's not that like, oh, I can say there's a cat and there's not a cat. Do you see, if you guys, that's all a lot of you are trying to get like that technical. No, you understand that I'm either going to look at what I'm looking at, I'm going to, like, I love that quote from Wayne Dyer, I keep saying it, but when you change the way you look at things, the things you're looking at change. So when you change what you're looking at in your 3D reality as what you want to see, those things must change. You get it? So physical 3D is experienced through your senses, but senses don't tell you what's there. That's not where it starts. Your senses are not telling you what's there. Your eyes and your ears, even scientifically, it's saying that's not telling you what's there. Your senses are chosen by your perception. So what's there is you decide what's there. Just like that picture of the vase and the two faces. You're deciding what's there. And then the brain creates images and fills in the gap. Oh my God. Did you guys hear that? It even says, this means that sometimes your brain fills in the gaps when there is incomplete information, meaning it's not there. So, or creates an image and creates an image that isn't even there. So by your story, you're telling yourself that you don't have what you want, that you feel sorry for yourself, that this happened to you when you were little or when you were adult, and then this happened and then that happened and it's been this long. So yeah, guess what? All the gaps are getting filled in by BS that's not even there. But you're putting it there. You're making it up. And I know you guys are going to resonate when I say this, because I'm guilty of this too in the past. I don't do it anymore because I check myself. You assume the worst case scenario. Like, let's say you send a text to your friend or to your mom and you were salty. You were not in a great mood, and you send it and you're just like, oh shit, now they're going to be mad, or they're going to take that wrong. I shouldn't have sent that. That didn't come out right. And it's like, damn it, why did I say that? Or you're making up a story when that other person probably is just like, no, it's fine. No, I didn't take it like that. It's totally fine. That's filling in the gap, putting BS that's not even there. Do you see? And then you walk around reacting. You're like, oh my God. And there's nothing there, but you keep telling yourself it's there, and no one else is thinking it's there, but you do. You create the problems, and you're saying they're there. You're saying there's problems, and then you're surprised when eventually you'll find the problems. Stop looking for problems, and you won't find them, Because if you stop looking for problems, there's nothing to find. If you keep looking for solutions, if you keep looking for happiness, if you keep looking for loving things, if you keep looking for how everything is working out, how everything is unfolding, and how happy you are, that no matter what you see or you don't see, you know who you are, that's what you'll find. So the mind can only choose what it is looking at. Do you hear that? The mind can only choose what it is looking at. It can only choose. That's all. Once you decide what is there, the gaps or details, right, come forward for you to see that, like the picture. Remember the picture? So I'm going to show you guys a picture again. So here's the picture again. See, so depending on which one you choose to focus on is the one that comes forward, and the other one's in the background. So look at the vase as fulfillment, like a goblet being full of fulfillment, right? And notice how the two faces just become the background. They're there, and you can see the two faces are your feeling of non-fulfillment, or feeling like it's contradicting what you want. Well, which one do you want to look at? No one's making you. I can't make you. No one can make you. Not even the two options can make you. You're the only one get to decide which one you want to keep focusing on. You want to focus on the appearance of non-fulfillment, or do you want to focus on the goblet of fulfillment? It's your choice. So it's all here and now. Just because you're saying that I can't see it, it's still there. You're just focusing on it. It's not there. No one's making you focus on that it is here or that it is not here. That is your free will, and only you can choose. And whatever you choose, you're right. You're correct. It's all here now. You just keep saying it's not here and wait for it to show up. But only you can choose. Only you can choose where you put your loyalty. Only you can choose what you choose to be loyal to, despite what your eyeballs see. Because remember, your eyeballs have to adjust, and look how fast. Can we take a moment to say how fast your eyes adjusted to those pictures? Imagine if you kept doing that with your circumstances, your 3D, no matter what it looks like. Think of those two faces as everything that you would prefer not to be experiencing, and look at everything as that, and say, you know what? I'm just going to focus on that I am fulfilled. That I am fulfilled, no matter what my eyeballs are seeing, because clearly, my mind and my eyes and are just going to fill in the gaps, because that's all I was telling it to do. It's going to show me everything that I don't choose, because that's what I keep thinking is there. So if I use my senses as evidence to say what's there and what's not there, well, then I'm just going to be stuck with the senses looking at something I don't want to look at. But if I just go in and say, you know what, I said who I am, and that's it, that's final. And I know that everything has to adjust to what I choose, because it's the inner eye that decides everything. Your inner eye, meaning your imagination, God, source, infinite intelligence. Because notice when you close your eyes, like when you have your eyes open, right, you can only see limited, because we've talked about that in other videos, right? Like looking at the peephole of a door, you can't see very much. But when you close your eyes, what happens? The freaking magic happens. You see everything and anything you want to. Why is that? Because you're not bombarded with what you're looking at. You're not falling for what you're looking at. But instead of trying to walk around with your eyes closed all day, because we need to do stuff, right? We need to go to the bathroom and eat and have jobs or whatever, right? We got stuff to do. You can't do that, right? You understand that, wait, I was looking at everything wrong. This is all actually, I'm the one in charge. Only I can decide what I'm looking at. I can choose to see only fulfillment, or I can choose to see non-fulfillment. That is up to you, my friends. All right, my loves, thank you again for liking the video. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you all for being here. I love you guys so, so much. And I will see you all soon. And thank you, members. I get your questions. I started a new thing for all the membership and the membership channel, right? There's those 2 tiers. One is just if you want additional videos that I put out. And then the second tier includes the videos and all my live Q&As. I think we're up to 25 live Q&As already in the last 2 months, 2.5 months, something like that. So we just had another one 2 days ago, and so what I do is I post in the live Q&A membership level. I make a post and I say new questions here, and that way if you guys wake up in the middle of the night, say, oh, I have a question, you guys can just go in there and put your little question in there, and when next time I pop out for a live Q&A, I go right to those questions and I'll answer those, and then whoever is in there live and has questions, I answer those too. So it's so much fun, and I'll see you guys all really soon as well. Okay, I love you guys, and I will see you soon. Bye. You're freaking